Hello, my beautiful lovelies. Welcome back to my channel. This is Choi Leaves Tarot, where we get to your greatness one tea leaf at a time. So jump right in, smash that like button if you're new here, and let's get started. Universe, what does the collective need to know? This is an immediate download. There's a lot happening. There's planetary alignment with at least 6 of them coming in August 10th and beyond. And we're just going to get into this. This is timeless, so whatever resonates, keep. And it's 30 days or more ahead, okay? So whenever you see this, plus 30 days, something is about to happen. Let's jump right in, universe. Ooh, okay. Wow. Oh, we're starting strong. Someone sees you as the star, and you are also being asked by the universe to look at yourself as main character energy. You are realizing that, the only way I'm going to drink healthier food, eat healthier, drink healthier water, maybe know even where the real regenerative farmings are, regenerative farming versus glyphosate, pesticides, whatever. You want everything organic. Like, you're feeling like all the food, the corporations are just trying to dull your senses, and you're kind of like, yeah, I understand there's science, but I also know there's like lobbyist back science, agenda driven propaganda versus real, like, okay, they're irradiating the spices, they're putting, maybe have you heard of in kind of like the grocery stores, they weigh things differently, or there's something called the mother gas meat part. Look these all up. You're just realizing everything's kind of gross. It's really like, all about preservation and not about eating things from like the earth as they are. So it says the star brightness, and I'm not talking about go eat raw milk, because you're not that dumb either, okay? Because this says brightness, hope could bring excesses, so be careful not to become too greedy. Yep, you're realizing, look, I can make abundance. I can get to know who are the farmers market, who's the local butcher, what are they doing, what is a fine cut of meat, who stores their stuff, who doesn't. And this is all like at your fingertips. The only problem is, that the powers that be do not want you to mess with their money. So it's kind of like, you're just like, okay, well, I want to look up who's recalling what food, what toxins are in there. If I get it from one country, the food is coming in, do they give their own people better stuff because they have better laws, and then throw, like, for example, if you're in the US, you realize a lot of these European countries actually do kind of protect their own people, but then as soon as it comes to American, it'll be like 2 different versions of the types of food. Like, the franchisees are not in line, so there might be like a toxic ingredient in your country that another country doesn't have because there's better standards. And it's also like a failure of the lobbyists controlling the US politicians, and it's going to make it's like, there's going to be a lot of drama this next 2 months, and in a good way. There's like a wide awakening where people are just like, can you guys stop poisoning us, or like putting toxic water and data mining and, using our privacy against us. It says 7 of Pentacles, work frustrations, hard work needing to be done either at work or a situation in life. Yep. That also means if you are dating, there is someone in your life that is just like really not working and not carrying their burden in the relationship. And so they're kind of like hitching on to your money or trying to make you, they're not doing emotional labor, they're not doing anything really, and you're kind of like, should I leave this? The answer is most likely yes. Follow your gut, but definitely do your own research, right? Like, you have to ask the hard questions to yourself. Do you even want to know? And if you're even questioning it right now, do you need to leave because you're like, it's not worth it, let me go get tested, let me make sure this person is legit, is this person monogamous or not? You can't trust people at this point in the juncture, because it seems like you in the past fell for it, but in the future and present, you're not falling for it anymore. You're like, I want health in mind, body, and soul, okay? And finances. So that means you're away from the moochers, the parasites, the leeches, everybody who's trying to hold you down, because you're like, no, I'm on my glow up era. I'm in my soft life. And if you can't add to my zen, my peacefulness, my health, without omitting things, without propaganda, without lying about who's sponsoring your views, then I don't need it. You are not it. You're a controlled opposition. And that could be whether it's work, relationships, love life, whatever, government. So, Page of Pentacles, young woman to 25 years, student, male or female. Yep. You're feeling like, okay, you know what? I'm new. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this, but I'm kind of new to taking off the rose colored glasses, where at first I didn't realize it was all kind of like being led by money or different powers that be, and what are their mindsets. You're like, I never dig that deep. Like, you never dug that deep before, and in the future you're kind of like, nah, everything I read up, who owns it, who is the publishing company, what was there, who would want to, like, what's their goal of showing this? Did they do, because they're doing research on you, are you doing research on them before giving people your money, right? So it says King of Swords, man over 25 years, especially big corporations. The small guy, the whatever, you're still checking to make sure they're not like a, kind of like a false outfit. You know, those people who are like, oh, we're gonna put this person to look like he's one of them or she's one of them, and just a regular person, she's so organic, she's so small company. Then you find out, oh, it's a nepo baby, oh, she got like 30 bloodline worth of like money, and this is just like, oh, she's so rags to riches. No. If you, for example, go read every single like venture capital to startup type connection of the last like 100 years, they're always like, this person started here and then this went boom, boom, boom. And it's always like the same type of people over and over. And it's really just like their narration. Like, they have like a stale like narration of what makes you to Forbes. It's like a fake sob story, because they're always fake and they're always like omitting things. And then it's like, boom, this person became a trillionaire overnight. And it's not that easy. You're realizing you can read between the lines. King of Swords. This is like important for you to ask, like, who are they married to? What's their religion? What's their mindset? It doesn't mean like, you know, discriminate between people. No, it means actually discern though. Like, what are the intentions behind it? What do they think? And this is just like becoming very obvious to you. You're like, are they pro war? Are they pro genocide? Are they pro, you know, food and toxic stuff? All of that. So then it says, King of Swords, man over 25 years, brown eyes and brown hair, cold, abrasive, demands respect. That's you. You're standing on business. You're not letting people play you anymore. You're like, I'm taking my power back. And as much as the other people think they're kings, or the politicians or the lobbyists are being blackmailed, there's like lists everywhere. There's just so many, like, Hollyweird is being Hollyweird, until you're like, okay, I'm just boycotting that whole industry of weird-ish until I figure out what's for me. Maybe you're going thrifting instead. Maybe you're just like, I'd rather barter with my friends, whatever, as long as it's money is not going to my well-earned money, where corporations trying to put everybody into AI anyway, or like, you know, give outsource jobs. That is like, nah, I'm going to hold my intellect close to my chest. I'm not going to tell everybody what I think, but I am going to do my own research. I am going to discern, and I am going to give people the chance to either, you know, lie to me so I know their true colors, or to surprise me and be a better person, right? But what I'm not going to do is, like, you know, you're not buying into the lies anymore up front. You're not buying into stereotypes up front. You're just doing what it is. You're following your gut. And if you don't like that, you're moving away. You're very zen, peace, and like prosperity over here, okay? And it says King of Swords, like literally, it could also be someone who just has brown eyes, brown hair coming towards you. This could also be a true love who has great communication skills, right? They're not bossy towards you, but they're very confident. They are very business oriented. And I'm not talking about traditional, like whatever this type of trickle down capitalism is. They're very like okay, I'm not greedy, but I do like healthy foods, but I do understand these venture vulture capitalists want to swoop down. They're not falling for it. There's like a new shift. And that could also be the company or the people that you're starting to see rise to the top. You're now like, oh, even if they say something different from, mainstream type media, whether it's left, right, or center, you're realizing some of these smaller companies or smaller influencers are still kind of exploited. They're taken as like as, oh, they think that person's one of them, let's buy them behind the scenes and tell them to start puppeting our words, right? Like they're all of a sudden okay with wars or okay with genocides or okay with whatever. You're not falling for that anymore. You realize everybody can possibly switch their mindset with money, and then your soul is not for sale. And some of the right people that you are aligned with, their souls are not for sale either, if that makes sense. So 10 of Pentacles, money contentment, signing of money agreement. There you go. Start looking at mergers that are happening in the industries. Start looking at what corporations are being bought out that started off organic. There's a push that these corporations are going to start buying up different companies, and there's going to be some that refuse to be sold, and see if they besmirch their names or not. Like you could think about there's just so many different examples throughout history. You're just now in tune and you're like, I'm not even gonna waste my money with these things, right? 10 of Pentacles, money contentment, signing a money agreement. You also are going to get a bonus. There is also going to be like a bonus in life. So if you're a small business, this is time to start posting more, or get better by 1 or 2%. Maybe if you only post once a week, do twice a week this time. Test something new, because there is like more ad spend coming your way. The algorithm's going to be in your favor, or you're going anti-algorithm, and the people who find you are your people. Like they're people who just, you understand, are, they understand you. They're beyond, their third eye is open, if that makes sense. And then 8 of Wands. And they're not falling for the snake oils, man. You don't need to be like, oh, seed oil this, seed oil that. You understand there's balance in everything, and that some things are within your means, and you're not like into the culty type people. You're just like, look, critical thinking is rare. Let me figure out what is, I think it's called like manufactured consent. Look up that word. Look up glittering generalizations. So those are like, we're gonna glitter this word out here because if it says like AI powered or fast acting, those are words that marketing agents or whatever, just look up whatever industry, whether it's makeup, food, whatever, go look up. Every industry has billions of dollars poured into it so that they can convince you to eat something that it's not. So if they say protein, most likely what they're trying to force people to do is eat like crickets, pellet food, things that are crushed down that you can't tell the origin of the thing, where you can make it at home. Like instead of whole ingredients, they want to eventually, they'll give you the organic the first 2-3 years, and then somebody will come buy it for like $1 billion. And when you think the $1 billion company is buying it, it's to like, just make more. Nope, it's to like dumb it down, to take back control over access to food, and to trick people. Once you've now trusted like a protein bar company, now they're gonna switch it and add, oopsie, we added, I don't know, something that's like a food dye, or now that they're taking those out, it's going to be something else. It's always something. So you're like, let me learn how to do things myself, but also make a mutual aid type community where you're like, okay, I know my farmer doesn't use glyphosate and they have apples. Maybe I'll trade with someone else who comes in and visits you for the holidays, and they have cherries. And, now you trade apples for cherries or jams and stuff like that. That is what this means. A lot of love is coming in the air. The past things that they told you to love, stale, gone, out with the old, in with the new. 8 of Wands, speedy news or situation coming, arrows of love. Yep. So don't fall for the fear mongering. The like, oh, we're going to take over this place, we're going to do that, blah, blah, blue. You're realizing, nah, the locals have your back. And that could be locals who are like citizens of where you are, okay? So there is like a lot of A lot of people are trying to be like, look, I'm just like you. There's a lot of people that are like you in the sense that everyone's just like an amazing person, humanity, blah blah blue, but they don't have the same goals as you. And it's time for you to be like, you know what, I actually eat the food here. I actually could get the carcinogens and the cancer here. I could actually get sick from this. You're talking about you're on the same team, but you're across the ocean eating like fresh fruit or whatever, or you just got here, you don't really know what's happening. So it's going to be like a little divide, but happiness is going to follow you everywhere. And happiness is really just being truthful to yourself and doing the research, and maybe taking that 2 seconds to scan with the Yuka app and find out what other ingredients are in there that you didn't even think of before. It's just about a new thinking, a new critical thinking, like your critical thinking eye is opened. So happiness, I am aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path, period. So if you're like always stressed and you're like, I don't want to support this company and I don't want to do this, that means you're still shopping with too many people. You're like, I don't know, I don't like this, I like that. Okay, then just like this and don't pay attention to that, whatever that is. And then it says success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Yep, self-love. There's a $1 billion industry on telling you to do Botox, do your nose, get tatted, you do this, XYZ. You're like, okay, I see art as one thing, and it's like, whatever, let people do whatever. But like, what's wrong with me the way I am, and what do I need to do? And I could still glow up and do my nails and do my hair and do whatever, but I could still just use something that doesn't have chemicals in it. I can, enjoy how feminine and amazing you look without going above and beyond and doing like weird injections. You're like, nah, there's enough things being pumped into our food and our water and our air. Do you want to be gorgeous? Use your brain to actually figure out how to, like, critically think and spread that to the masses. That's gorgeous, okay? Courage. Have the courage to do something more than just plain superficiality. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. There you go. You could be scared that, like, okay, there's millions of people that don't know that the cheese is poisoned, or that this is not a good style, or everything's being recalled and there's poison here, and glyphosate companies, how are we ever going to do anything to outnumber them? It's like 9 billion billionaires versus like the very small masses that don't have the time, or tired, or whatever. It comes down to friendship. This is how you do it. You make one friend, whether it's yourself, you to you, a book club, maybe you're here and you're like, what's up, friends? We get you. There's at least one person in the world who understands you, even if that's you to you, right? And this says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason, right? And you also know to not just fall for whoever is saying they're a friend, right? Like, you're like, okay, they said these countries were our allies. They're not. This is just like, depending who, according to who. You get to look at things more like deep dive from now on. And your truest friend is you at first. Like, you're your own best friend. Tell yourself compliments. Tell yourself you're gorgeous without anything extra. And then when you do something extra, if you want to, and not because it's peer pressure, the society makes money off of your insecurities, then you can still give yourself compliments. Just know you have control. You can take your power back with just that, okay? Because the beauty industry, or the surgery industry, is literally waiting for that. Look, artificial intelligence, artificial beauty. That's what I'm talking about. You're not falling for the okie doke. Your brain is going to make people so inspired. They're going to be like, wow, she has sparked my, like, third eye to be open, or she's so intellectual, she understands what the difference of this is. You're like 10 steps ahead now. And people are like, wow, AI has nothing on human design intelligence. That's because you're tapped in to the core, okay? Universe, what else does the collective need to know? You're like, nah, history is literally, it's in the name. It's his story. And if it's not you involved, you don't need to take it with a grain of salt. It's all a book, it's all fantasy, it's all what people are doing. And some of the history has been omission. The winner always writes it. The rest of the people burn down like the artifacts and stuff. So you need to realize that a lot of things are omitted every generation. So you have to piece it back, and it should be fun. It shouldn't be like overwhelming, like, wow, is anything real? Girl, the answer is no. So figure it out starting now. Like, build brick by brick your new amazing view of the world, and critically think. It's okay. And then it's red raspberries, your tea. This is going to look at that. It says unlock the freshness and enjoy. And there's a little key. So it says red raspberry herbal tea, tangy, sweet taste of farm fresh raspberries, caffeine free, all natural. Again, with the all natural, do not need those work done. You do not need extra ish. You're gorgeous as is. Read through the makeup ingredients, read through your food, mind, body, and soul, and start getting those library books or actual hard copy books, because they're erasing things online, okay? And so if you're like, no, I need to know what my ancestors want me to know, you need to follow the path, like as if it's like one of those games where, not hide and seek, well, kind of like that, but you know, like when they hide little clues, you're following the clues. You're like, nah, let me figure it out myself, know what everybody's intention is, and work backward, because what they told you has left some gaps. Some things might be right, some things might be wrong, but it's for you to decide, and you're ready for this. So until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.